everyone. In this video, I'm going to be talking all about field trips. I'm going to go ahead and start planning for the 2025-2026 school year. And in my last video, I was talking about how I want to do more field trips this year for my son's second grade school year. One of the reasons is because my younger son, who is about 2.5 now, he'll be pretty much 3 once the school year starts. And I feel like a little more comfortable and ready to go out and have longer days, having these trips. So yeah, I kind of have a little mess going on right now because what I'm going to be doing is a little bit of brainstorming. I have my teacher guides for science and history. I have my planner out, and I also have my laptop out so that I can go ahead and do the research and see where I can go, what's around me. I have my folder that has my calendar, and I'm gonna write down in the calendar when we plan to go. So I just have all these things laid out here, and I'm just gonna take you along with me and plan, and hopefully this could give you some inspiration for your own field trip planning for this year, no matter what grade or subjects or where you live. We could just kind of plan together. So let's go ahead and get started. So I made just a really simple little outline here of what I want to look for the field trips. Let's get started with looking at science. I did want to go ahead and start out and say that I did look over the books already. I definitely didn't see a need to do a field trip for math or language arts. Just looking through the curriculum, I did not see anything or feel like there was a need to find a field trip to, supplement those subjects. And I think that's very normal. I think just for these kind of subjects like science and history, it's a lot easier to find something like museums and stuff for these subjects. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start with science. And this is the other thing I was gonna mention, was that because I had already glanced at this, the table of contents for both, I did notice that I think I'm gonna find a lot of, it's gonna be a lot easier to find field trips for science versus history, because where I live, there's not really anything that goes into medieval history. So I'm not sure if I am gonna be able to find a field trip for history, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep trying to research that and see what I can find. So looking into science, the first thing that I noticed was for the earth science units, they go into like the fossils, and with this, I thought there might be an opportunity to look into maybe looking at dinosaurs. And that I have found at a history museum, but because it's just 1 week of going over that, it's not like top on my list. It's not a big priority. So I'm gonna leave that for last. The next thing I'm gonna look into is the Living Earth unit here, talking about the ecosystems. So they talk about the different ecosystems for about 8 weeks, maybe less, let me see, like about 5 weeks. So they do the polar biome, the forest, the dry, and the aquatic biomes. And so I was thinking that maybe at the end of the 5 weeks here of going ahead and doing a field trip at the Science Museum, I noticed on their website that they have a lot of like exhibits on the ecosystems. So I thought, wow, that would be perfect. If we were to go to the Science Museum for this only, I did notice that we would be able to get in for free. And now I'm gonna look into when we can go. So going through this first, this is gonna take the first 9 weeks. And then adding another 5 weeks to that, that's going to be around week 14. So I'm gonna go to the calendar now and look at when that will be. So he's gonna be starting school August 25th. So 14 weeks after that would be, this would be week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that would fall under, this is a week off that we'd be having. So I think I'll go ahead and do it for December, the first week of December, the end of the first week of December. So I'm gonna look at December 5th. This is not gonna be like set in stone, like we have to go on that day, but this is just to give me a good idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that date down just so that I can start to plan. So this is what I've written down so far for the first field trip. Science Museum, the date, it's on a Friday, 10 a.m. is when they open, and this will be free. Now, hopefully I don't confuse anyone with what I'm about to say next, because something that is also provided at this museum is an IMAX theater. They have like different shows at their IMAX theater, and one of the shows that they have there is actually on the solar system. So that's something else that's brought out, but in a later unit. So after these 5 weeks, a few more weeks go by and they start going over just the different planets and things in the solar system. And now I think this is not too far after this unit that we can go ahead and see that IMAX theater, just to optimize the time. And you know, the fact that it is about an hour away, might as well just go ahead and go and see that IMAX movie while we're there. So I'm gonna look into the show times, and that one will cost us something, so I'm gonna look into that next. Okay, so looking at the information online, the IMAX show with the adult tickets plus the 2 children tickets, it would come out to about $50. So I just went ahead and wrote that down. I didn't put a show time yet because I'm just not sure about it, but they have some in the afternoon, which would be perfect because we can look at the exhibits first and then kind of end the day with the show. So yeah, that's what I have so far for this Science Museum field trip. And now I'm gonna go into the next one. So like I said, after the Living Earth unit, there's the solar system unit. And with this in mind, we really want to go to an arboretum. And at this arboretum, they also have some shows. So I'm gonna go on the laptop now and look into that. First, let me start out like the last time. I'm gonna start with when we can plan to go. So I wanna go at the end of talking about maybe the whole thing, yeah, after just going over this whole lesson here. Well, we could also even go after this Stars in Space unit, which is at the end of the year. I think though I would like to go at the end of this unit just so that it's, you know, in the middle of the school year and not like when the school year's over, and then he can still have, I don't know, like I guess like that break of this unit and this unit, and just kind of go and see in person, hands-on, really enjoy the show and enjoy this information before going into the last unit. So let me see. We had said that the first week of December was week 5. So I'm gonna go from there and just count down and see when the end of this unit would fall under. So I just counted that there's 16 weeks after this one. So from the calendar, I'm gonna count 16 weeks after. So that'll be 1, 2, these are holidays. I'm gonna count this as week 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'll use April, the week of April 20th, to do a field trip for Observatory. Okay, so now I have the date here. I saw that they open at 12 p.m. So I just put that there as a goal to get there when it opens at 12 p.m. And then I was looking at the shows. So they have these weekday shows. This is the show we want to see, centered in the universe. I'm thinking the 2:45 one. So here's the cost. Adults are $10 and children are $6. So it would come out to $26. So this is what it's looking like so far. So the last one is a tricky one. I wanted to go somewhere for history, and I'm really gonna need some help because from what I've researched, there's not really anything near us that time period in a museum, like any exhibits. I tried even looking into the different countries and seeing historic things like from Africa, from China, even Europe, which I thought would be easy to find something for Europe, but I haven't really seen anything around here. So I think that one's just gonna take a little more time to look into. So going back to this science one about the fossils, I did find a history museum, and I know that's kind of ironic, a history museum that has a fossil, like dinosaur fossil exhibit. So I'm gonna go to that website and see what I can find there. Okay, so the audio was really bad here, so I'm gonna just do this voiceover. But basically what I was saying was that the cost to get in was really high, so I'm gonna put this on standby for now and hopefully just keep looking into what I can do for history. So I'm gonna take just some extra time to do research. I'm gonna take my time and really see if I could find something. And if you have any suggestions or of what to even look for, yeah, please comment that below. That would be so helpful. I'm gonna go ahead and end that there and then leave this open for, you know, as we go on with the school year. If anything comes up, I'll go ahead and write that information there. So just the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and write the information in these calendars now. So that's what that looks like. Just some things that I'm adding in already to prepare for. Okay, so that is the end of my field trip planning for now. Again, if anyone has suggestions on how to research for something that we can do a field trip on for history, that would be so helpful. And other than that, I hope this was helpful and just getting us started with the planning for this new school year. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.